All right, here's the latest update. I'm gonna start building. It's a Nissan NV 2500 V8, 2018 with 8,800 original miles. We're gonna do a very modular build. So right now we're just doing the unfun part, which is sort out all the stock behind the scenes. So we've decided to go with Kil-Mat sound deadening. It's butyl rubber. From what we've researched, it has no rubbery smell on a hot August day, which is what we want. And we're not going to do every surface area of it, but we've done the majority of all open surfaces. We're going to deal with the floor at a later date. That took about a week of, a couple hours a day. Let's do some close-ups and show you what's going on in the build. Hopefully that'll help you in installing and figuring out if you as well are doing it the right way. That took me a while, and I'm pretty confident I've done it the right way. So time will tell. Get a simple pair of, I just use a little pair of, Home Depot special rubberized touch gloves. This is just preventing all kinds of cuts and nicks and scrapes. The van edges, yours might be better or worse than mine. This is all factory, and it's in great shape. But one or two good little cuts, it's just not worth it. It's super frustrating, and this really prevents that. When you're creating the little puffs and shoving it in all the nooks and crannies, what I've actually found is I bought a trim kit, a trim removal tool. It's a big kit of plastic tools, and this is one of them, just a big plastic spade. And this is saving me so much time and energy from shoving my finger into all these little cracks. I just use different size tools, and I shove the tool in, and then if there's anything sharp or cutting, it's tearing the tool and not my finger, and it goes so much quicker. So real tip, grab a set of trim tools. You can get them for $5, $10. I got an entire little package for $20 on Amazon. Works awesome. Really, really time saver. And I'm using the trim tools for my Kil-Mat install as well. So I've used them all over the place. So great to have. And I'm going to have to use them for trim removal, which is their intended purpose at some point. So a couple things. Kil-Mat went in pretty seamless. Just go slow. Really pat it out with your hands. Make sure there's no bubbles as best you can. I have little bubbles here and there, but I did as best as I could to prevent that, and I'm quite happy with the result. All right, we've talked about the Kil-Mat. Kil-Mat was a long slog, but I think it's really going to be worth it. I'm happy with it overall. It's just kind of labor intensive to put in, but it works quite well. Recaps would be wear gloves, anything. Rubber, little cheap rubber textile gloves from your local store. It's a game changer. It really is going to save your hands. They don't really tell you that the edges are actually like little paper cuts waiting to happen every 5 seconds. And they are, and you will cut yourself. So wear gloves. It just makes it a lot easier. Get a set of rollers and also get trim tools. Honestly, they're so multi-purpose. I've used the trim tools more in this van so far than I've used any other tool. Little plastic tools, game changer in putting in the Havelock Wool. So, wool. Installing the wool through every weird crack and crevice of these ridiculous vans. Use the trim tools, use a little screwdriver, be sensitive when you're shoving stuff in. I love using the plastic tool because if I go too deep and I hit the outside, right, I don't want to start pock-marking and bubbling the outside of the van, if I were to slip or something. So it's labor-intensive but super easy work. It's just kind of time-intensive, rather, for the wool. It's gone actually really smooth. Yesterday I did a full day, and I would guess I may be 60% done. We'll see, maybe 70%. It seems to, the more I do, the quicker I get with it, the knack. You kind of pick up a knack of like, don't put too much wool in at once, kind of feed it in little strings and then just keep pushing it in. All the sealing is done. All the main spaces are done. All the big voids are filled except for a little space back there. All the ceiling spots are done, everything, little sides, little uppers. The back two pillars are not filled. Those will be done really last. I'm keeping wool out of everywhere where there's the ton of factory wiring that's going through, just until I decide what I'm going to do. I don't want to interfere with the empty spaces and the inverter, things like that, where I just don't want the wool around it till I've sorted out how I'm going to keep wool out of those spaces. Yeah, that's the big update. Excited. Check in for more.